Okay, you see my slide come up? Can you put your thumbs up? Okay, great. So it take around 15-20 minutes, and I hope we have a good time. If you have any question or discussion that how we gonna really establish one Dhamma, for the world. One Dhamma is the unified wisdom of science, spirituality, and humanity. As you might be aware, I'm very curious about science, spirituality for quite some time, but it become accelerating. In the past, since last year, I was invited to be the guest teacher at Columbia University Buddhist Association. So once a week at Columbia University on Thursday, they open the chapel. They have the room in the chapel in university that any student, Buddhist, non-Buddhist, anyone who want to learn meditation, who want to know Dhamma, they can come. And I become one of the 8 guest teacher of Columbia University, and you will see Bart, our CMC guiding teacher, also there. We have 3 Theravada. They have mix of Vajrayana, Mahayana, Theravada. We have 3 Theravada representative, 2 monks and 1 lay teacher. So Bart represent lay teacher, and there's 2 monks. One is a Bhikkhu Santi. I will meet him tomorrow. He lives in Queen, the Indonesian temples in Queen. He ordained from forest tradition, Ajahn Chah. And then I ordained from, we call city tradition, หลวงปู่วัดปากน้ำ because วัดปากน้ำ in Bangkok. So every semester, I went to Columbia University and then share meditation and Dhamma with the student there. And become very interesting because many students who come, they come from different background and they ask many interesting questions. And that, you have more advanced student, you need to become more advanced teacher to find the answer. And last year, in this room, this is like the choir room in the chapel at Columbia University. We meditate, and one student, he asked me very interesting question. Oh, Venerable, originally I'm not Buddhist, but I'm very interested in Buddhism, but I study all spiritual tradition. They all said, this is the truth, this is the knowledge, this is the wisdom. And I love all the teaching, but sometimes it doesn't flow in the same direction. And he asked me, Venerable, how we will verify which truth is the ultimate one, the one that we can really follow? Quite challenging question, right? Wow, and then it's kind of, I need to be very careful how I answer because I don't want to get into any conflict. So I share some wisdom with him that, this is something very important, that there is conventional truth, there is the ultimate truth, and we look for the ultimate truth. That by reading, by seeing what written is not enough. We need to get really deep. And then we have that we call, Buddha call Paccattang, mean know by yourself. You know by yourself, this is the ultimate truth. So that kind of a short summary, what I share on that day, and then today I just mention some part. So that question from last year really inspired me to think deeply how Buddha teaching can be really beneficial to everyone, and then no conflict with any established belief system. And how this teaching can really benefit humanity. So it comes the concepts of one Dhamma. And what's one Dhamma? One Dhamma is one truth that could be proved by science, could be experienced by spirituality and could be agreed by humanity. Why? Why we need some truth or one truth that could be proved by science, experienced by spirituality, and agreed by humanity. Humanity means everyone, Buddhist, non-Buddhist, atheist, scientists, all the people. So we can take action in unison. We can take action together to advance humanity to be healthier, kinder, and wiser. That's kind of a big dream, right? That how all religion, no religion, we can take action together in unison. Because right now, only to find what is the truth is there's a lot of information out there, but what is the truth is already challenging, right? But what truth is one truth is ultimate truth that we can rely on, that we all can rely on. That's another challenge. So today, I would like to invite everyone to explore this together. Okay, let's start with first one. One Dhamma could be proved by science. Yeah. For sure, I'm Buddhist monk and in Buddhism, but the more I study Buddha teaching, he didn't care too much about the name. Since his time, he the first Buddhist, so his student is non-Buddhist. When Brahmin, when Hindu priests come to him, and he has no problem at all sharing what he learned with those people. So he like a spiritual scientist, he said, I found a way, but you must walk by yourself. He said, walk by yourself, and that I'm your guide. I can guide you. I was in that road before. So with that position, since day one, is inviting investigation, come, experience. No need to believe now, experience first. Verify by yourself, and So with that open perspective of his teaching, is open floor for anyone to investigate, including many scientists. So some decades back, this new field start neuroplasticity. It's the ability of the brain to reorganize cell both in structure and how it function. Yeah. For the runner or bodybuilder, those people, they have no question that the muscle can be formed. Yeah, but muscles in the brain or some structures in the brain can be formed through stillness or consciousness is kind of miraculous. But it's proved by science. Yeah, so I show the link also on the slide, you can look on that. Scholar, Harvard, EDU, Sarah Laza, our research. Yeah. After 8 weeks of mindfulness practice, and there is a control group, and there is a group that practice MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction. Yeah, Dr. John Kabat-Zinn clearly said this from Buddhism. Yeah, Buddhist meditation, mindfulness. It shows in the brain after 8 weeks only, after 8 weeks, there's that area, temporal parental junction that connect to creativity, empathy, and compassion. It becomes thicker and the structure change after 8 weeks. Quite amazing, right? But it's scientific. It's proof, it shows in your brain. It's not only that. This improved perspective and creativity, and also empathy and compassion shows up in the brain. Mindfulness practice also connect directly to stress control. Yeah, so there's a part in the brain called amygdala, which is associated with fight or flight response. It decreases in size after 8 weeks. It more in control. It less than that is not too extreme after 8 weeks. And also, after 8 weeks of mindfulness practice, I think many people who want to stay young, healthy, and strong, yeah, after 8 weeks, the part in the brain that connect to aging, yeah, it start to change some form because normally when we age, the brain nutrient shrink, but for the long-term meditator, it did not. Yeah, so it work with working memory, it work with executive decision making. So even the person getting older, but their brain still fresh, their brain still strong, like their memory, their decision making. Interesting, right? Yeah, this is science, and it shows in the lab. This is one. Yeah, there are about 20,000 of them. Yeah, so you can research that. This one Dhamma, we can use it. We can use it. It's proved by science. Number two, one Dhamma could be experienced by spirituality. And when I say spirituality, it means we can really feel it in our spirit. When we meditate or when we apply Buddha teaching and we see the changes clearly in our own life, and then, wow, it's really spiritual to me. It's not about religion. It's about that spiritual connection with your own self. Yeah. So Buddha showed this spiritual map that we have these three problem maker. If we still here, we still have it, more or less. Lopa, right? Greed, or even unsatisfied with what you have. And Tosa, anger. And then Moha, delusion. We were misled by information, by our own misinterpretation when we are not calm and peaceful. We have it, that three problem maker. And then he shared that with this spiritual practice, with giving, with ethics, with meditation, we will dilute those three problem maker, lopa, dosa, moha. And once you apply the giving, any kind of giving, that you know that this is to help other people, you can feel that little joy, you can feel that little peace inside. It's not only running toward the next deadline, toward the next thing that make more money, but giving and you feel it in your heart. Even sometimes you feel some light and gentle energy inside you while you give. If you meditate deeper, you will see how that we call merit energy, punya, start to spark inside. And with ethics, when we can be in more control, that with our thinking, with our speech, with our action, we do no harm to anyone. We protect every life by maintaining our good ethics. We feel good and we feel more spiritual. We feel more connected to that spiritual part inside us. And bhavana, meditation, when you get deeper and you start to temporarily disconnect from this hardware, and you can feel that software inside you, and you feel that, wow, we are all the shining sun inside. We are that light. And it kind of unusual when we open our eye and we fight, we talk bad, or it doesn't flow with that spiritual essence inside. The more you go deeper, you know you can make a choice. You make a choice and do not let outside world darken that spiritual essence inside you. So we have this fundamental practice, gem, giving, ethics, and meditation, that it can be proved by your own spiritual connection to Buddha teaching, and you can feel more joy, more happiness by observing when you practice this, how that spirituality bloom, shine, and happy. And then more and more, you can prove by yourself why Buddha said this. Peace of mind surpasses all kinds of happiness. It sounds simple, but it's very deep. That's why peace of mind alone is more than any kinds of happiness you have, more than become president, become the richest persons in the world or what. It's all impermanent, right? We learn Dhamma. And one day we need to say goodbye to everything. If we have peace of mind, it's forever and is not affected by outside world. If we have that deep peace, it's always there. And in that peace, we have wisdom. When we have wisdom, any kind that will bring suffering to us, we have wisdom to overcome it. And that wisdom from peace of mind show us the way to happy life, the way to help other people. Yeah. The more giving, ethics, and meditation, you can feel this clear message from the Buddha that is so true, that peace of mind surpasses all kinds of happiness. Okay, and the last one. One Dhamma could be agreed by humanity. I think this is the most challenging one. How we can really agree on what to do as humanity. I would like to share with you some interesting experience. I travel a lot, 30 countries, and many times when I was in non-Buddhist country, I was asked these questions a lot. Do you believe in God? I was asked. And for me to answer that is a bit tricky because in the Buddhist scripture, Buddha talk about God, Deva, there's a term D-E-V-A, but the Deva in the scripture and God in that concept of creator, it's not exactly the same. So, sometimes I just didn't have a quick response. And the person who asked me when I didn't say yes right away, they move on to someone else. But if I say yes right away, they really want to talk to me. So this is a kind of how we can use this track for humanity. Even Einstein, the most genius guys in the world, couldn't have a very quick answer on this. I really encourage you, if you have time, you can take a look on this interesting book, Einstein, His Life and Universe, by Walter Isaacson. He is the former editor of Time magazine and CNN managing director. He do a very well research. He make a Steve Jobs book. Steve Jobs asked him to make a book. He made Einstein book before, but it's not that popular. But after Steve Jobs book, people read the former one, Einstein, Benjamin Franklin, Leonardo da Vinci. So he do a research very detailed, and many things we didn't see on the internet before. He talked to the grandchildren of Einstein. He talked to the people who meet, Einstein, and then they tell the story and what recorded, something like that. And this is interesting. It's happened in one of the science conference that in the book is told that some group of scientists start to refer to Einstein that, he didn't believe in God. Science is the answer, science in the future, something like that. And then in the book is told that Einstein, he walked into the area and then he said, I'm not an atheist. Maybe he agnostic. I'm not an atheist. The problem involved is too vast for our limited mind. We are still in a position of a little child entering a huge library filled with books in many languages. The child knows someone must have written those books. It does not know how. It does not understand the languages in which they are written. The child dimly suspects a mysterious order in the arrangement of the books, but doesn't know what it is. Albert Einstein. Yeah. Interesting, right? Do you agree with Einstein? Yeah, you can try number 2 if you agree with Einstein. I'm very much on that line with him that we cannot say yes or no completely. We need to know. Wisdom is we know what is the fact and we know our limit. And he considered the most genius guy, right? In those days, and he know his limit. Some scientists doesn't know their limits and criticize and spirituality. I think this is very cool and interesting that Einstein himself could not have easy answer to that question. Do you believe in God? Right? So I work with a lot of priests and also Muslim friends. All those God-centric religion have many friends. We need to go deep, not just talk, to really find that element of God. God is light. So by talking and by just intellectually interact, it's hard to agree. But if we go deeper and we see, wow, that languages written in the brightness. And then we start to see, oh, okay, we understand that language together. I hope it's not too deep for you, but I try my best to the people who ask me, do you believe in God? And then I'm open for the conversation, and then I share how we can find the moment that we can agree. So with the language, sometimes it's difficult. However, the whole world constructed by the language, right? Democracy, science, anything. So we need a language. Really, not everyone meditate that deep to the light. Yeah, many one hectic in their life and stress. So we need to find some other option. It seemed like 1,000 years ago, Buddha, he already showed how his Dhamma can become one truth that can unite humanity. This is a section in Buddhist scripture called the 6 virtues of the Dhamma, like a characters of Buddha teaching. There are 6 well proclaimed is the Dhamma by the Blessed One. Is well explained by the Buddha, the truth. Savakato Bhagavata Dhammo. And then Santitiko, to be seen for oneself. Yeah, Buddha always, he even said, do not believe what I said. Believe what you will experience. He asked for investigation, and not all the teaching in the world are very happy to be asked too much. Yeah, so that is openness in his teaching, to be seen for oneself, Santitiko, and then timeless Sakaliko. That's what I already mentioned. And number 4, Ehipassiko, inviting inspection. He really wants people not to just jump and believe what he said. Inspect it, research, practice, very scientific way how to look at the truth. And then to be tried by practice, Opanayiko, and the last one, Pachatang Vetitappo Vinyuhiti, directly experienced by the practitioner. Right? This is the 6th virtue of Buddha teaching. I would like to highlight 2 parts. And I think with this quality is open the floor for all humanity to agree on. Invite inspection, ehipassiko. Try it. You don't need to be Buddhist. You can be atheist and try this. You want to be happy? I said, some people ask me, do you believe in God? When I have a retreat, and people say, oh, I'm not Buddhist. I ask them, do you believe in happiness? Do you want to be happy and less suffering? Like how to live a healthier life? Do you believe in that thing? And if you want healthier, happier, wiser, kinder, yeah, you are at the right place. Because we talk about how we overcome that suffering, and we can have more fulfillment, contentment in our life. And I think this is the most important one, that humanity we can agree on. Direct experience by the practitioner. We can discuss about things on the moon or nirvanas or heaven, but why not sit down and practice what Buddha shared, and then let's see it works or not. It go well with your belief systems or not. It flow well with what you learn or not. And I think we can go beyond label. We can go to that one truth. But Buddha shows something, and then we can look from that, reflect back to what we learned, and we might find one truth that cross all boundary of religious wall. We tear it down and we find that oneness. And we can learn that from his openness, teaching of the Buddha also. So I summarize. One Dhamma is one truth, proved by science, experienced by spirituality, and agreed by humanity, that we can take actions in unison, healthier, kinder, and wiser humanity. And I shared this with you before, that we still have that untamed horse in ourselves. And Buddha really invite that, untamed mind lead to great harm. Tame mind lead to great good. And we need that for ourselves. And I will show you the spiritual track shown by the Buddha. Untamed mind, this is like personal, greedy, angry, delusional, and sometimes we get headache with ourselves. So with tame mind, it's more generous, it's more kind, and then wiser. And if more people gonna do it, if we can find the right language, how we can communicate through science, spirituality, and humanity, untamed society is economic crash when greed take control. All the crises start from that. Tame society, economic growth, good guideline, good regulation, good guideline. Untamed society, wars and conflict. Tame society, peace and harmony. Untamed society, bad use of media. Tame society, good use of media. And that is the future that I really want to invite everyone to explore, how we can practice ourselves, communicate with the one we love, and share to the wider circle. So one Dhamma could become reality when we can really prove it by ourselves, that through science, spirituality, and humanity, maybe we can agree on this simple thing that we need giving, ethics, and meditation in our life, in lives of everyone, to feel healthier. And you can use any language in any religion to connect to that. It's just a fundamental goodness we need for humanity. Sadhu.